Hey Buns, you know there are so many emotes in Final Fantasy XIV. There's that one. There's definitely there's some goofy emotes in the game. But which ones do you actually need urgently? Well, all of them, I guess. But to get you started, I wanted to share my most used ones that I would go unlock immediately if I ever had to start over because I got banned for using hairy chest and nipple mods. Which I don't. And you shouldn't. The first one being TOMESTONE, which you can get by downloading the companion app on your real life TOMESTONE. And it is great for tomes of situations. Tomes. Like texting while driving. Actually, no, they do not let you do that in motion. I did test it out so that you don't have to. That would be very unsafe. Do not text and drive. Or tome and drive, rather. Or healing a dungeon. And before you say, oh, but won't that make me look lazy in front of the team? Don't I need to set a good example? No! In fact, you're doing Hydalin's work because it's a tough world out there. And your party needs to learn not to depend on you all the time. This is a great way to let your team know that you're not paying attention and they're on their own. Another great time is when the boss goes untargetable, because just imagine it from their perspective, right? With this big scary boss, you're powering up into phase 3, you're transforming into a god before their very eyes, and you look down and you see one of them's got their phone out. They're not even looking at how cool you are. That's a power move, but honestly, now that I think about it, it's kind of mean. Don't do that. Just watch his little recital, all right? He practiced. Next up, it's gotta be Sweat emote, because this is really for the other type of content 14 has, not Tombstone content. This is when it's time to roll up your sleeves, break out the abacus, and hire your team of statisticians and get serious. In a raid, it's a really good way to just communicate to other people that you are suffering or complaining about how things are going in the most passive-aggressive way possible. But this emote has another much more obvious use, flirting, of course. And by that I mean being a little bit creepy and weird. You can make strangers mildly uncomfortable as they wonder, is that sweat for me? Or is it the sun? Like, is it just hot? I know I'll get a ton of mileage out of that in Dawn Trail because it's the beach, right? It's gonna be hot. Battle stance and victory pose. So this one's cheating a little bit because it's a 2-for-1, but I have very good news. This actually comes from the main story quest to unlock, so you can't miss it and you'll get both at the same time. But if you don't have them yet, because you didn't get that far yet, you don't even know. You're playing G-Pose on hard mode. Like, you have no idea. The game is actually unplayable for you until you get classics like the Machinist Finger Gun, the White Mage. Happier than I've ever seen a white mage actually outside of G-Pose. The Dragoon man-spearetting emote. Red mage throwing their sword in the air and then straightening their tie while it falls down because they know exactly how long it's going to take to fall and without, gouging their brain out. So they look super cool and relaxed in the meantime. But if I was in that situation, I would definitely not be relaxed at all. But they are, because they're sitting there calculating 9.81 meters per second squared. Next up is guard. Now, I love this emote because it makes me feel like, yeah, I might be standing around, but I'm not off the clock. Okay, I'm not doing nothing like that white mage over there playing Dome and Impact on their Tombstone or whatever they're doing. Like, I'm here to get serious. That's actually another good emote. Do the work, guard the team, or at least look like I'm doing that. Well, I'm actually getting up to make myself a little sad. That's the same emote you can make a retainer use if you have them out in your house guarding your property. Or in my case, if you have them out waiting in the garden to invite you in for tea. No, just kidding. Unless. Next up is /link. Now this was just a classic, and if you're a Dragoon, it's kind of mandatory to have because of Kane and Estinian and Kane. It's good way to, I guess, rest your back against the wall if you've been out carrying noobs all day. Or after spending all day on the floor yourself, maybe doing push-ups or doing something else. What? That's a roller coaster. Is it good or bad? I don't know. Next up is Bee's Knees. So this is really the best dance emote that there is because it's a little flirty, a little bit. It's a little subdued, so you're more or less dancing in this small little box, and you're not flying all over the world, like making a huge production about, oh, everybody look at me, I'm all over here, and I'm over here now, right? This is a lot more laid back, which I think that's why people like it. It is, you know, the stripper dance from the beehive, hence the name. So this really is the be-all and end-all of dances, the B's and E's, if you will. Next up, SLUMP. This can be great for so many different situations. You could use it maybe when you're bored, waiting for Dawn Trail, when you are progging an ultimate raid, or for the realization that not all hats work on Viera and Hrothgar still, but it's too late because you've already fantasiaed and you won't go back. Right. You won't go back. Is that clear? You can amp it up with a fake smile emote to turn a nothing matters moment to a nothing matters moment, right? You can also use it when nothing is wrong, so people will feel bad for you and give you special love and attention. So I actually just tested this out to see if it would work. Like, would people come comfort me if I'm standing around looking sad? And no, actually no one would do that. But what happened was they cleared out a massive area around my character. People wouldn't get near me. This is a very populated Limsa, but everyone just moved to the other side away from me. Maybe they just noticed it's me though. But if that doesn't work, why don't you kick it up a notch and play dead? All right, so I tested this too, and it was definitely more effective. In the space of like 5 minutes, I had a little dude named Thick come up to me and try to open a trade, but I didn't see it because I was recording. And then I had Mad King Thorn from Guild Wars 2 come check on me and guard my body. It is peak melodrama. Lost the loot roll, played it. Didn't clear on the first try, played it. Just saw your slash played it dead. Next up is Snap. I cannot tell you why this emote is important. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, oh, sweet summer child. You have such a beautiful adventure in store. Unless you're a skipper, in which case, all I can say is this is the emote that seems to make people's clothes disappear and reappear. I have it macroed to every single one of my job switch buttons. Put a link to how to do that in the description box. But yeah, isn't that neat? Just like in my fanfic. The cheer motes from the Mog Station. They've even added more of these suckers on there. This was it used to be an event reward. It was at first, but now it costs money on the cash shop, which sucks. I don't know why they can't just add all the event rewards. Maybe a couple years have passed and you'd be able to just get all this special event currency so they don't have to pay money. Maybe have some kind of system in the game where you collect the currency, let's buy shit in the cash shop and spend their real money. But why do you need it? Really just for clubbing. That's the main reason that you would need it. Another reason might be the bards coming to perform in Limsa. And that's kind of it. So I guess this one isn't really that important. Oh, but then again, back in my day, in the Bardian War, we'd have a rave right there in the trenches, standing around whatever poor cat boy volunteered himself as tribute to fight the robots all on his own. He hardly ever made it out, although he never made it. And when he won, we'd cheer, and we'd cheer, and we'd hooray! Even if he lost, we'd be cheering right over his dead body, I tell you what. Alright, so that's really all for today. So that's what I wanted to share with you. My favorite emotes that are good, that you should get immediately without a delay. You should get those right now. I hope you liked it. I hope it's going to guide you towards doing some stuff that will give you rewards. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon or on Twitch. You can also support the channel for free just by clicking the subscribe button or by sharing this video with your fellow bun buns. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.